And we are live, and thank you for joining again for 30-Minute Author. Today we are talking about apps for authors, and it looks like I can be heard, so that's pretty awesome. So, writing a book, actually writing anything, can be a major drag. There's all these distractions, there's all these little things you have to figure out and learn how to do, and thankfully, our technological overlords have given us some options to make that easier. Wow, my hair is a mess today. Anyway, so let's get started. Oh, hold on. Let me get to the right page and then let's get started. So we're going to talk about apps that make it easier to write, apps that make it easier to find readers, and apps that make it easier to promote your book. I am a big fan of the technological stuff. If you know me personally, you know I usually have some type of device in my hands. And if I'm going to have an iPad or a phone or a laptop in my possession, I might as well use those to make my life easier and get more stuff done. So let's get started. So there's 3 of them that I want to talk about for apps that make it easier to write. These are applications that will make your writing better, that will make it easier to format, and that can help block out some of the distractions. My favorite one is called the Hemingway app. And what it does is it takes your giant block of word soup and tells you where you can make it better. So if you look at the screen, it tells you, okay, so this one right here, this is a way too long sentence. You can shorten this. If it's red, well, it's, like it says, so dense and complicated, your reader will get lost. An important thing to remember is that the majority of American readers read at about a 6th grade level. Most marketing is written for the 3rd grade level. So unless you're writing a book specifically for a collegiate audience or for a very specific group of experts, you want to keep your words as beautiful, but as simple as possible. And one way this helps you is it tells you readability. So this is somebody who's had a 6th grade education could reasonably read. It also gives you options for using a shorter word in place of longer ones. Why do this? To make your writing simpler. Again, this is more of a thing when you are writing for a general audience. I don't know if I would necessarily use this one for fiction, but I would definitely use this for nonfiction writing. It helps it to make your writing to be easily understood by everyone. And then let's see, get rid of adverbs, get rid of the green if it's passive. And what happens is it helps your writing be clearer, better, and more easily understood. It gives you a word count here. So I love the Hemingway app. I have a tendency when I write, I try very hard to write short sentences, but sometimes I do meander. So the Hemingway app points out that, you know what, fool? Not everyone is going to get what you're saying right now, so take a look and see if you can write it better. I definitely recommend it. The next one is called the Cliche Finder, and it does exactly what it says it does. So you put in your writing, and it points out how many cliches are within the writing. So you can look at and say, okay, I have 50 cliches in a 100-word paragraph. I need to fix something. Cliches are cliches for a reason. They're a common language that most everybody understands, but you don't want to use too many of them. And I think this is a tool that is especially useful for fiction writers, so that you can make sure when you are describing your passionate romantic love scene that you're not using 50 descriptions that have been used before already. And let's be honest, some of those descriptions can get pretty interesting, but you need to make sure that you are using ones that are new, fresh, or if you're using an old one, you're using it sparingly and you're using it in a way that doesn't bore the reader. And this also, like in here, they're using information from the Ken Starr report, it looks like. That's getting old school, right? I know. Anyway, even nonfiction writing can benefit from this. One of the things that I've noticed is people who are coaches and who are writing content for themselves use an awful lot of cliches. And it's like, okay, can you be any less boring? You're a coach. You're telling me that you're like innovative and you're so smart and you have all these great new ideas, but your words are not. You're giving me the same old words. So try something new. Run your stuff through the cliche finder, and it'll tell you where you can make those new changes. The final one is called Scrivener. Now, Scrivener is a paid app, and its value depends on how much you use it. What it does is it helps you format the book, it helps you keep notes, it helps you do all these sorts of different things. It'll combine manuscript pieces, just wonderful, wonderful things that make it so much easier for you to get your book done. I've found that if I am using online tools to write, I get really distracted, like bad distracted. On a good day, I am a squirrel with like a rave in my head. That's how distracted I usually am. But using something like Scrivener, where I can go offline and not have to worry about, whatever is going on in Facebook land or Twitter land or whatever land, or the new game that's just been posted, it makes it so much easier and I get so much more done. Scrivener is a great tool if you have some technological savvy already. If you don't, you may find it difficult to use, but there's a lot of tutorials and a lot of ways that you can find information to use Scrivener. If you don't want to pay the money for it, then definitely get some type of a program that will block other stuff while you're working on it, or, just turn off the internet connection. So, you've written your book, right? Now you got to find some readers for it. So these are 3 of my favorite ways to find readers for your book. Because let's be honest, if you don't have somebody reading your book, there's no point in writing the book. You know what I mean. Anyway, so let's get started. First is Goodreads. What's really awesome about Goodreads is, wow, there's a whole bunch of notifications. Okay, good. You guys can't see that. Okay, we're good. Anyway, so what's great about Goodreads is it gives people the opportunity to leave reviews about the book, talk about the books that you're reading. You can talk about their books. Plus, it lets you run contests. And that's actually really cool because you can run contests to give away free copies of your book. They have to be hard copies. They can't be ebooks. Well, I may need to check on that, but I'm pretty sure they can only be hardcover only, or hard copies only, not hardcover. They have to have something physical, but you can offer review copies for people to leave a review of. You can run contests to give away copies of your book. And Goodreads has one of the largest reaches right now for readers. A lot of the the publishing companies use it. So it's kind of a good way to get your book into the hands of other people, plus see what other people are reading. Now, Litsy is a new one. Litsy's kind of fun. So Litsy is more like, it's much more social. It's much more mobile. You get to comment on other people's books. You get to take pictures of your books. It's kind of like combining like Instagram and Facebook with Goodreads. I like it. I like it a lot. It's so much fun to play with, and it's just a much more fun social way. It's also the new kid on the block, so there's more of an opportunity for you as an author to make a splash on there and to really get to know people and to build your tribe and your following on Litsy. So I like it a lot. It's so much fun. The final one is Facebook groups. And yes, I know people are like going nuts because they're like, oh my God, they've changed the algorithm. The thing is, if you're in a group, if you're posting in groups, if you're interacting in groups, that's not really affected by the algorithm. In fact, Facebook favors that kind of interaction. So whether you start your own group or you join other groups, making sure to follow the policies of each group. Nobody wants you to go in and just like spam and be a jerk in there. But Facebook groups are a great way to connect with people and foster really deep connections to help you get more readers, to find people who will promote your book, and just to have a good time. It's interesting. The groups are the best way to build connection on Facebook. And as an author, you want that connection because that's the only reason people are going to talk about your book, unless it's really horrible. But, you know, we're assuming your book is not horrible. So join the Facebook groups, find them online. There are literally hundreds of thousands of them. There's something for everyone. I've seen books or groups that focus on LGBT authors, historical romance, business, all books, free books, Kindle books, non-Kindle books, Goodread books, all those kind of books. So there is a group that will fit your needs and will have the authors that you are looking for. And then finally, apps that make it easier to promote your book. So you found your reader. Okay, well, 1, you wrote the book. Yes, you wrote the book. 2, you found the readers. You found people you want to connect with. Now you got to tell them about your book. So these are 3 easy ways, or 3 easy apps to create marketing materials to tell people about your book, plus a little special guest with Canva that I'm actually really excited about. So Canva is a free online photo editing tool. They have templates, they have all that kind of stuff. So you can make like those little badges for book launches, you can make infographics, you can format emails. But what I'm really excited about, if you look over here, if you look over here, let's try that again, they have laid out pages. And I've used these laid out pages to make ebooks. All you have to do is replace the photos and the text, and you've got a really nicely formatted ebook. And they have a lot of different of these formats. This was just the first one that came up, but you don't have to necessarily hire an ebook designer now. You've got that, it prints it out as PDF, and you can upload that to Kindle or to your preferred, ebook publishing platform. So definitely Canva is an amazing app for you to use to create your book and to promote it. So definitely go use Canva. Another one is called Piktochart. Piktochart makes templates. So they make templates for infographics. So if you are doing a book about, something that has data in it, you can turn that into an infographic. You could make an infographic about famous literary heroines if you're writing a fiction book. It just gives you more options for making these really nice, interesting looking infographics. People love information that they can share quickly and easily that makes them look smarter and nicer than they actually are. So making stuff like that is a great way to get promotion for your book. And finally, Pablo. So Pablo's from Buffer. Buffer is a social media tool that allows you to schedule posts. But what Pablo does is it allows you to make those nice, pretty, hazy, like meme pictures that people still like to share. You can put something inspirational in there, a quote from your book, a statistic from your book. Just make something nice and pretty for people to share. And Pablo has a lot of great options. If you see here on the side, these are just ones that they pulled as suggestions for photos that could be used as a quote. And these are nice photos, so you don't have to go around looking for them. And generally speaking, at least in my experience, these photos are royalty free and you don't have to attribute, which makes it a lot easier and makes it a lot cleaner to do these kinds of images. So that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed it. We have a 15-minute assignment. So 1 is to research and download 1 new application. It can be, anything to help you write, to help you market, to help you find readers. Research it, download it, start using it. Then add me on Goodreads. I'm Elizabeth Ann Hamilton. Let's interact with each other. Show me more about what you like to read and what you don't want to read, what you hate, what you love. Let's build community. And then join us at 30minuteauthor.com, where you can work with other authors on your book and get more great training. So thank you so much, guys. You all are amazing, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.